A very good morning to all of you. I'm Dr. Nitin Mittal, working as assistant professor in Sri Vishwakarma Skill University. Today we'll discuss the topic Axioms of Probability. Subject name is Probability Theory. The learning objectives. After studying this topic, you should be able to know about the probability and probability theory, and more precisely, the basics of probability theory, the classification of sample space, and the algebra of events. So let us start with the definition of probability of events. Probability may be defined as the study of random experiments. When we talk about the probability, there is always an uncertainty in any random experiment, that is, a particular event will occur or not. So the measure of probability of occurrence of an event, it is a number lies between 0 and 1. So probability of an event, it may be expressed as probability of A is equal to number of possible favorable outcomes divided by total number of possible outcomes. So consider the example of probability of getting both tails in throwing the two coins simultaneously. So in that case, we know that the sample space is equal to head, tail, tail, head, and tail, tail. So in this case, the event, because we are interested in getting both the tails while throwing two coins simultaneously. So in that case, the event is both tails. So in tossing two coins simultaneously, both tails can occur in a single way out of the four equally likely ways. Therefore, probability of A is equal to total number of favorable cases, that is equal to only 1, divided by total number of possible outcomes, which is 4 in this case. So probability of event A, that means both the tails occur while tossing the two coins simultaneously, which is equal to 0.25, or it is 25%. Now let us discuss the probabilities properties. So property number 1, the probability of any event lies between 0 and 1. So probability of A should ranges between 0 and 1. Second important property is if phi is any null event, then the probability of null event is always 0. That means probability of phi is equal to 0. Third important property is probability of a universal or certain event is always equal to 1. So probability of A is equal to probability of S is equal to 1. So that means first is the general probability property, that is probability lies between 0 and 1. So the extreme cases are if phi is the null event, that means there is no outcome lies between any of the sample space, then it is called the null event, and it is the extreme case, probability of null event is 0. And second one is the another extreme case on the right hand side, it is the probability of the universal event, which is always equal to unity. Now another important property is if we are given with certain event A, then the probability of non-happening of event A, it is called the complement of A. So probability of A bar is equal to 1 minus probability of A. This is again an important property. Now next property is if A and B are two mutually exclusive events, that means nothing is common in between them. So probability of A union B is equal to probability of A plus probability of B. So another subset is if probability A and B are not mutually exclusive events, that means there is certain common in between event A and B, then probability of A union B is probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. Now if the events A and B are mutually exclusive, then the joint probability A intersection B is equal to 0, because there is nothing common in between them. So basically probability 5 and 6 are interrelated. So these are the properties of probability. Next is another similar kind of topic, that is axioms of probability. So we have discussed about different probability properties. Now there are 3 axioms. Axioms are nothing but again the same. The probability of event A satisfies the following conditions that act as the axioms of the probability. and these are probability of A always greater than equal to 0. That means probability is always non-negative. It can equal to be 0, but not the negative. Next is probability of S or the universal event is equal to 1. Probability of the whole set is unity. That means the universal set. If probability of A intersection B is equal to 5, that means these are mutually exclusive events, then probability of A union B is equal to PA plus PB. So we can say that axioms and probability properties are the same, similar. So now we can define these probability properties by the probability line. So here we can see that the extreme cases are 0 and 1, and the intermediate between is the central point where probability is equal to 0.5. So probability of 0 for any impossible event, कोई event generate ही नहीं हो रहा, in that case the probability is 0. So probability is 0.5 if we have 50% of event, and probability is equal to 1 for an event which is sure to happen. So probability line, it means probability may range between 0 and 1, and in case of 50-50 event, it is in between, it is 50%. So now consider few examples that support the probability definition. So find the chance of throwing a 4 or an even number with an ordinary 6-phase die. So we know that it is a die. So if we throw the dice, so in that case, the sample space is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 6. Now, the event is given to us. Find the chance of throwing a 4 and second one an even number. So probability of event. So sample space is given to us 1 to 6. Now, event is given to us 4 and next one is 2, 4 and 6. So we have to find out the probability. So there are 6 possible ways in which the die can fall, and of these there is only way of throwing a 4. So probability is 1 by 6. Number of favorable cases divided by total number of possible outcomes. And second one is even number. So even number means 2, 4 and 6. 3 cases divided by total number of cases 6. So 3 by 6 is equal to 1 by 2. Very easy. Now next one is, what is the probability that a leap year selected at random will contain 53 number of Sundays? So we know that in a leap year we have how many number of days? 366. So 366 divided by 7. So we have 52 2 by 7. Okay, so 52 Sundays are there, but there are 2 days remaining because 52 weeks are there and 2 by 7 means 2 more days are there. So that means 52 Sundays are confirmed. So out of these 2 days, how many number of Sundays are available? So we have to write it into the complete form. So a leap year consists of 366 days, so that there are 52 full weeks and hence 52 Sundays and 2 extra days. So these days can be combined in the form of, like, because these are consecutive days, so Monday, Tuesday may be there, Tuesday, Wednesday may be there, Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Friday, Saturday, Saturday, Sunday, or Sunday, Monday. So now, how many number of Sundays are counted here? Total number of possible outcomes are 7 and favorable cases. Out of these 7 cases, how many number of days contain a Sunday? So there are only 2 cases, 6th and 7th. So there are 7 possibilities and favorable cases are only 2. So the probability of 53 Sundays in a leap year, it is 2 by 7 number of favorable cases divided by total number of possible outcomes. Now next, another question is, a pair of die is thrown simultaneously. Find the probability that scoring of 7 points and not scoring of 7 points. 2 dice are thrown. So पहली die में कितने number आ सकते हैं? 1 to 6. Second die में कितने number आ सकते हैं? 1 to 6. So now we are interested in scoring a 7 point. So total number of possible outcomes क्या हो सकती हैं? 6 in case of throwing a die and 6 in case of throwing the another die. So 6 into 6 if we talk about all the possible permutation and combinations. So 36 cases are there, but a pair of die scoring 7 points. 7 point means 1 6, 6 1, 2 5, 5 2, 3 4 and 4 3. So these are the possible combinations. So in a single toss of dice, some 7 can be obtained in the combination like that. Is maybe 1 and 6, 2 and 5, 3 and 4, 4 and 3, 5 and 2, 6 and 1. So there are 6 ways that the probability of getting a 7. And total number of possible outcomes are 36. So probability of A is equal to total number of outcomes that contain 7, and total number of possible outcomes are 36. So probability of A is equal to 6 by 36, which is equal to 1 by 6. Next is not scoring 7 points. So that is the complement of probability of A. So we can write probability of A bar is equal to 1 minus probability of A, or you can write the different combinations like this 1 6. Okay, so you may write 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 1 comma 3, 1 comma 4, 1 comma 5. 1 comma 6 is not validated because the sum is 7, not 7. So there are 30 possible cases out of 36. So it may be 5 by 6, or you can simply write the probability of not getting 7 is complement of probability of A. So it is probability of A bar is equal to 1 minus probability of A from the properties of probability. Complement of A is 1 minus 1 by 6, 5 by 6. So the summary is we have discussed about the probability theory, what is the sample space, how to define the probability definition and axioms, and the mathematical modeling of the experiment. So these are the references that we have considered. So thank you all.